everyone, this is Angela Jones. I recently got to interview creator, writer, producer Onrie Kompan about the historically based comic book series Yi Soon Shin. The comic touches on a place and period many Westerners have yet to experience, Korea during the late 1500s when Japan started to take on the world. Admiral Yi Soon Shin of the Korean Navy showed during a time of little hope what conviction and ingenuity could do to fight off Japan's unstoppable forces. I recently read Volume 1 of the graphic novel Yi Soon Shin, Warrior and Defender, which spins her heroic tale with its captivating story and breathtaking art. The graphic novel also includes character profiles and bonus art, a fun diary by Onrie of the making of Yi Soon Shin, and an eloquent foreword by Stan Lee. Now, I could sit here and talk all day about this book, but I want you to hear what Onrie has to say about Yi Soon Shin and what he has in store for its future. Hi, this is Angela Jones, and I'm here with Onrie Kompan, and we are here to discuss and do a little interview about Yi Soon Shin. And if you can see it on mine, I don't know if you can see it on yours. There we go. Hold it up. Look at that fabulous book. And I'm so grateful to be able to talk about this today because it's talking about stuff that's near and dear to my heart, which is history. And many people who might not know this, this book is actually historical fiction that is put into a westernized type theme. Why don't you talk a little bit briefly about that?
Absolutely. So the book's about a Korean admiral who fought the Japanese in the 1500s, and he was outnumbered 10-1, and he beat them 23 times in a row without losing. And it's all based on a true story. And yeah, so our first book right here, our trade, collects the first 4 chapters of our story arc. So basically we're going to have a total of 12 issues and 3 separate story arcs. So it's a trilogy.
Yeah, and what a lot of people don't realize is how intense this is. You know, we have so many shows out there right now that are highlighting history, and it's so fascinating. It's fascinating to see how history can be just as action-packed and sometimes even a little bit more brutal than some of the stories we can make up in our own head. Now, have you ever thought about making this into cinematic or into prose where people could read more about it, or?
You know, I've always seen this as a film, and I would like to, see a movie be made one day. But right now I think it's most important for us to focus on making sure that we get the comic book done and that we do that right, because for our audience, that's what's most important. We want to build our readership, and we want to show them that we can start this series and that we can see it through to the end rather than jump ship and go on to different things and move on in different areas at the same time. We want to just put all of our focus into one thing and do the best job we can.
And you have such a fabulous creative team here, but the big issue is that they're from all around the world. How do you work with that?
Well, I've been doing it for 5 years now, and I got used to it. It's actually not bad at all. It's nice being able to go to sleep and wake up in the morning and see pages done, and being able to move forward with that. Our artist is based out of Italy. His name is Giovanni Timpano, and he basically just works while it's nighttime in Chicago. And Adriana de los Santos, our colorist, she works and from Argentina. I think the time difference there is only 3 hours, so it's not so bad. And our letterer Joel Saavedra, he also works in Argentina too, so they're on the same time zone. And my editor and co-writer Dave Kraft, he's based out of Georgia, so there's only an hour time difference, and so yeah, we managed to make it work. It's not so bad.
Cool. Now, with the second volume starting to kind of roll in, I know that you said that's coming out in a couple weeks. Yay!
Yeah.
Now, we have been left with so many different types of feelings throughout the first book. What can we see? What type of feelings can we see coming out with the second?
arc is called Yi Soon Shin, Fallen Avenger, and our first issue is coming out in a couple weeks. And Fallen Avenger takes place 5 years after the events that unfold in Warrior and Defender. But we left Warrior and Defender on such a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Decided to use this first issue to kind of like say goodbye to the past and wrap up all of the unanswered questions that we left open in Warrior and Defender. So the first 3 pages of Warrior and Defender will answer a major question that's been on everybody's mind, and I won't give it away because for everybody. But after that, we're basically gonna jump forward in time, and Yi Soon Shin's going through a lot of hardships. 5 years after the war has been proceeding. So we're going to see him a lot older. We're going to see him a little bit grumpier, more pissed off, and in a lot of trouble. And basically, we'll be jumping back and forward through time throughout this issue. And we got a lot of awesome stuff in it. It's just going to be a huge action-packed issue. We have a Jack Kirby-inspired fight scene, and we got like the classic haymakers and all that fun stuff. So it's going to be a really, really great issue. Turned out excellent. We just got all the coloring done tonight, and we're actually working on the letters right now. So as soon as I'm done with this interview, I'm actually going to have to hop back on the computer and work with my team to get this done. So yeah, it's going to be a huge, huge treat for us to present this to folks. It's going to be great.
Very, very nice. And especially people, I'm not going to show them, but people who have been able to read this book know how detail-oriented this in. We have some of the Korean and is it the Japanese language infused into here. I mean, there's so many little details that go into this book that just make it absolutely awesome. And I know you had to do a lot of research of that over in Korea. I mean, who did you have to talk to find out such intimate details?
Well, a lot of people. You would think that you would wish that there was just one person you could talk to and get all the answers you need. Actually, it started out with just my curiosity for the character growing and reading these books, and then I was actually advised by my aunt, who at the time was the editor-in-chief over at the Miami Herald, to contact the Korean consulate. So I went ahead and I did that, and we developed a relationship, and it turned out that the Korean consulate had contacts in Korea who actually worked at this institute that's devoted to Yi Soon Shin.
Wow.
And we're from Soonchungyang University in South Korea. And basically, we developed a relationship, and he introduced me to people in the Korean Army and Navy who were able to give me even more information. And so when I was out there, I was just touring all of South Korea and taking pictures and reading stuff, and it was really amazing. It was really good.
And that's what conveys in the book is this really great sense of that time period. And I think you guys did a very lovely job with that.
Thank you very much.
And I can't wait to see what's coming up next.
It's going to be awesome. I can't talk it up anymore. If I do, it's doing a disservice. But yeah, this next arc is going to be really amazing just because this is really the arc that I've wanted to do since I started this book. And we're going to do a bunch of awesome stuff. I mean, we're killing off a ton of cast members. We got some incredible battles taking place here. So I just can't wait until we finally get issue 4 out there, because that's going to be the big one.
Very cool. So now that for people who have not read the book, if you were to pick a Western type character, comic hero, who would you compare him with?
I would say Batman. I just think that makes the most sense. Yi Soon Shin is like a master tactician and a warrior, and Batman's a detective and an expert martial artist. So it's kind of like there's a lot of similarities there. And Batman has his Batmobile, and Yi Soon Shin has the turtle ship, and like the turtle ship.
What about the ship?
Well, in my opinion, I actually think the turtle ship is way more badass than the Batmobile, because the Batmobile doesn't kill people. It's not designed for that. Like, the turtle ship was mainly designed to kill people at sea. So, I mean, it's really cool. And I actually got to walk on a replica turtle ship, and I could actually see how it was structured and everything. So it was
wow, That's pretty cool. Yeah, because I can see all that detail in there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, talking about the wonderful book. And where can we see you next?
I will be in Boston Comic Con this weekend, and then I will be in Chicago for C2E2 the following weekend. I'll be making an appearance in Phoenix, Philadelphia, San Diego, Baltimore, New York, Austin, Ohio. I'll be everywhere this year.
And
So
where can we find you at the con?
I'll basically be stationed in Artist Alley at most conventions. At C2E2, I'll have my own booth, and yeah, so.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Well, thank you so much, and we'll be looking forward to talking on your
Oh
next.
yeah. I also just want to mention one thing. If for people who are interested, we actually folks come to our website, www.yisoonshin.com. That's www.yisoonshin.com. If you come to our website and you decide you want to buy the book from us directly, I'll basically sign it and ship it to your door. It doesn't matter where you're from. We ship all over the world.
Very, very nice service.
Yeah. And you can also let your local retailer know. We also do direct distribution to retailers as well.
Very, very cool. Well, then we'll be looking forward in your store near you. Your shop near you. Okay? All right. Well, everybody out there, have a great night. And thank you so much again for joining me and talking about this wonderful book. Everybody, see? Okay. All right. Have a good night.
Okay. Take care.
Well, folks, I hope this video has given you a good glimpse of the present and future of Yi Soon Shin. And don't forget, you too can contact Onrie on Twitter, Facebook, and at the website www.yisoonshin.com. Thanks for tuning in, and keep reading in whatever realm you're in.